Bill Kahirimbanyi Bekunda started drinking in Senior 2 when he was turning 15 years. Peer pressure played a significant role as he was enticed by friends. Initially, Bekunda joined this group with the intention of steering them away from drinking, but instead, he found himself drawn into the world of alcohol.
Drank for the first time, I liked it. I felt I had been missing out for a long time. Even when I was found out to be drinking, instead of stopping, to avoid getting into trouble, I instead increased my use.
Gradually, Bekunda became an addict and his life took a drastic turn. Once a dedicated bookworm who consistently ranked among top students, he ended up to the 25th position in his class.
I started being isolating from family. I did not want to be in family gatherings. I wanted to be on my own where I could go and indulge. I got my first suspension in Senior 4. Then in my HSC, as I was finishing my finals as a science student of PCB, I was expelled in the middle of the exams because of the poor conduct of my behavior.
Later, Bekunda went abroad and he got a master's degree in international relations. When he returned to Uganda, his addiction worsened.
I only wouldn't drink when I did not have money to drink, or if somebody did not offer a drink. And I remember I lost so many jobs because I would drink, and either when I get the salary or because of anticipating the salary, I could go drink on credit, knowing that tomorrow I'll pay. How can you drink, sleep in the bar, spend 2-3 weeks non-stop drinking?
When the habit worsened, Bekunda's family took him to a rehabilitation center.
And it is when I got into rehabilitation that I got to realize that I had developed an addiction to alcohol, which we call alcoholism. The inability to control how much you use, the inability to stop when you start, despite negative consequences. And it is from then that I started my recovery journey.
Now, for more than 10 years, Bekunda has maintained his sobriety and has become an addiction recovery coach.
It was more like a training ground. They trained us to know what to do when we feel a certain way. So it was managing emotions, managing boredom, managing situations, and that is how you eventually stay clean.
Experts emphasize that most people descending into addiction are often unaware of their growing dependence on alcohol. Janet Katalama, the executive director of Safe Spaces, warns that if an individual is unable to control their drinking, despite its negative impact on their social life and physical health, it's a red flag that they are slipping into addiction.
You miss a job interview because of alcohol, you have bad relations because of alcohol. Everyone else will be complaining about your alcohol. You'll have neglected yourself physically or any other priorities, for example, family, because of the alcohol. And then you become uncomfortable when people talk about the alcohol, because deep down you know that there is an issue with the alcohol. So when people are bringing it to your attention, then you see there's conflict regarding your use. That it's no longer just any normal use.
Katalama says the amount of alcohol needed to trigger addiction varies from person to person.
Because you might take your 2, but the 2 are the ones that knock you out and render you unable to function the next day, or that you're not in a state to actually carry out the things that you're meant to be carried out. Things like going back home, that you're not in a state to know that when the time has reached for me to go back home, or tomorrow I have work.
If you really want this person to be supported, you need to make this person your friend, first of all. So often we resist from interacting with them, we label them. Okay, yeah, sometimes they may be having weird acts like I have explained before, but making this person your friend in the first incidence, it can compel him to trust in you.
Reflecting on his journey, Bekunda has a message for young people attracted to alcohol.
If you haven't started, don't start. If you have started, try to stop. If you have started and you try to stop and fail to stop, get help.
We know there's something called withdrawal symptoms, that the urges, when they stop or try to stop, the body reacts in a negative way that it keeps them wanting to go back and get their alcohol. So when they're in an inpatient program, they're helped withdraw safely.
The World Health Organization statistics of 2023 rank Uganda among the leading countries with high alcohol consumption rates. According to the report, it is estimated that Ugandans consume 12.2 liters of alcohol per person annually. This is much higher than the African region average of 6.3 liters. Nobat Atkunda, NTV Weekend Edition.